Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome, you're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So on this show, there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. Everywhere from Jerry Mathers on Leave It to Beaver. I've been really grateful to my favorite publicist, Harlan Ball, who has hooked me up with a lot of classic TV stars, as well as Olympians, and you name it. I think I've had them on my show, all 1,108 shows today. I think I was doing podcasts before they called it podcasts, but I'm so glad that you're here. My special series is every day now. I have a little theme going and co-host to that end, and we're just letting her get her coffee. No, she's not like the invisible person on the Heroes series, but she'll be coming up right soon. And I am going to start with breakfast. You all know that I do this taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, which is a blissipline, a good life habit that will keep you as happy as you possibly can be during the day by starting with gratitude. And what are you grateful for? And Frank, you can also participate. He's my great sound engineer in the back. And thanks always to all the guys, because they are all guys at my station, KCAA, celebrating 25 years, NBC News Radio, out in the IE. So what am I grateful for? I am grateful for muscle relaxants that work at night. Unfortunately, I put my back out, and this morning I had the added sciatic pain to remind me of how wonderful it is when I don't have back pain. For sure. I'm grateful that I have just a plethora of things to do for my work that are very different than the average person, and I really appreciate all of it. And I am grateful that my co-host, Elan, Clink, is having coffee with me this morning. What are you grateful for, Elan?
I was making my coffee and my dog's barking because when I make coffee, he gets a dog treat. So now he's angry because I didn't give him the treat. I may have to tell him so he shut up.
Yeah,
it's our ritual every morning.
That's great. And Frank in the back is grateful for music. I'm grateful that I know this back pain will pass. It just it's interesting. I don't know if I told you, Elan, I put my back out on like an hour before Super Bowl on Sunday.
No.
And I had already picked the topic for Mental Health Awareness Monday, which was, can you be happy with even if you have chronic pain? Which was kind of ironic. So I was like, wait a minute.
I'm going to suggest you go, I know I'm far, but my acupuncturist is amazing. He's Dr. Steven in Studio City. He is really, really good. And when it comes to pain, that's like his number one thing. Like you will walk away feeling great, because I kept having a problem with my hip and it was in so much pain I could barely move it, locked up. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
His hips don't lie. His hips don't lie. His hips don't lie.
Yes. And literally like that next day, like that day, I felt so much better. Just that quick. My mother is actually up and trying to give the dog treats.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you, Mom.
Thank you, Mama.
She's not feeling good and she's trying to shut him up.
Oh,
Yeah, no, if you
What are
can
you
get
grateful
up
for?
here, he's like pain, like I swear by him. And plus he's a doctor because he does herbs, right? I had vertigo so bad. His wife does my nails. So he became a doctor and they have a nail salon, and he started to open up his practice a few years ago in the back of the salon. And I was always complaining, and she said, look, he does face acupuncture. I'm telling my secret. He does face acupuncture, which of course I want to do that because it keeps your face from aging, right? And she told him, she said, ask her about her vertigo that's so bad, because when I would come in, I was suffering. She could tell. Anyway, Trace broke his foot. He did the other foot. The doctor said they could not believe how fast it healed. Literally. So that's my suggestion. Now, I know you probably have someone, but that doesn't mean everyone can do magic.
Copy that.
You come up here and then we go have sushi and you go see Dr. Steve, and I promise he'll make you brand new, and that back pain will go away.
All right. It sounds tempting. I'm
trying to get you better.
Thank you. Love you for that.
Love you for that. I'm grateful that I have all these, other ways of healing yourself. I believe in taking sea moss and soursop leaves. I do a lot of alternative Eastern as much as Western medicine too. That's what I'm grateful for. I try to make myself knowledgeable about it.
I'm grateful that I have friends who are caring and are knowledgeable about solutions to pain. Because when I go to the doctor, when it says known allergies, I'll actually put pain under that line. Because I don't do well with pain. But I'm grateful that I know that it's not always going to feel like this. And I try to
but it'll come and go, because that's really inflammation. And that's why you have to be proactive, because, when the weather changes, my hip hurts. And I don't know, I felt so hard 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It hurt so bad that whole side is still inflamed. I actually asked Keith about my neck the other day, and he goes, I could tell, like, it's swollen. It's so bad. It's still swollen. So I have to go see Dr. Steve.
All right. Let's see if I can get
He's going to play it. You guys can laugh. I want all the comments peanut gallery. You got to play it with the sounds. My mom was screaming.
Well, it says the problem playing with this video. I don't know why.
You can't get it to play. I was running full speed, and then there's a wall. Where was I running to? I said I fell because the wall was there because I busted you know what.
Yeah, I did watch it, and it was kind of funny. I mean,
it's funny.
Not funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, she just went from here to here.
You can't get it to play?
No, it just doesn't want to play.
My mom told me to post it because I'm going to get a lot of views.
That's so funny. So, what else are you grateful for?
I'm grateful. Aren't we at 1 year almost of us getting together?
Oh, wow. Are we? Close? Okay. I'll have to go back and look.
I think it might be over a year now. It has to be over a year. You know why? Because that St. Joseph thing is coming up on the 2nd year. It's over a year. We have to go back and look. Trace has already been to the St. Joseph's again a year ago. And now we're coming back. It's almost 2 years. It's over a year. Because he's going back to the 3rd one since you've met him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have to definitely celebrate our anniversary for sure. I am grateful for living in Southern California. Last gratitude.
I am grateful that I have a great team taking care of my mother.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself? The reason why we do this is because I want you to exercise your muscle of self-care. Because a lot of people are realizing, maybe I'm not as healthy mentally as I thought I was or want to be. And then the next thing they do is reach for something outside of themselves to make them feel better. Whatever it is, shopping, drugs, gambling, a guy, a gal, whatever. And that's outside of yourself. And I really honestly believe, it's my BS belief system, that if you like yourself and can soothe yourself when things are not going well, that is the foundation of good mental health. So that's why we do this. I want you to do it before you go to bed. What do you like about yourself? Alana and I are going to model that now. So what do you like about yourself?
I like that I'm able to read people well. I think I've said this before. And, I read body language well. I read behavior and characteristics about people. And 9.9% of the time, I'm spot on, and I can kind of assess how people are. And my son says, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do that."
I appreciate that. I also have that kind of 6, 7, 8 sense. And listen to myself. I think we all have an internal wisdom, but some of us don't listen to it. So I'm glad I started to listen to it. I actually talk to it too.
Yes. Tell yourself.
Exactly.
I do like that I'm able to work through things and see them for what they are. Sometimes we get emotional and don't think there's a dark cloud, but there's always light if you work through it and just don't give up. Persevere. Believe in yourself if no one else does.
Beautiful. I like saying, past the pain is power. So if you're going to make it past the pain, whatever, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, there's power. Last one for me. I appreciate that I am brave enough or courageous enough to dive into the dating pool again after a 7-year hiatus, and which is leading to our topic of the day. But I appreciate that, I actually could call my own BS, my own bullshit talkie around. I'm fine. I don't need anybody. I've been married before, been through everything once, marriage, divorce, and I'm good on my own. But I definitely am jumping back into that pool, sometimes with one leg. I don't know about head first, but we're not talking about heads though. Anyway.
See, this is how I get in trouble, because you instigate and I won't don't go there, because I'm going to say something. I'm not going to say something this time. I have I like that I finally believed in myself and what I'm doing as far as management with my son, that I finally took on a new client. So I've been asked many times to manage other people, and I've said, no. I'm flattered, but no. And I finally took someone on, which I said baby steps, because I do a lot with Trace, and it's going to be someone that you're going to like. I should send you the picture now.
A guy.
We'll have him on the show. Yes.
All right.
I may have to go out. I'm just going to send it to you now.
I have 2 other aspiring singers who are really, really great. I don't want to overload you, but they have a lot of promise.
Well, this guy I'm doing with, he doesn't sing, so it doesn't conflict with Trace's doing. So
that's a good idea.
Trace is already working on something and involved in a situation where the singing thing I've got kind of down now. He's doing music. He's going to be in a really well-known music group that they're redoing. Yes. And the person that is doing it is a really big producer, not producer, but manager. I'm going to actually have to hand over the candle to him, because He has a lot of power and he knows what he's doing. So I like that about myself, even though I'm going to add an extra one, that I know my limitations, and I know for him to get to this level, I have to hand it over to somebody else, and I'm going to. So for this part, so now I'm able to start. Yeah. So now I'm able to, I'm going to send this to you, the person, real quick.
All right. I think that's really an important one, like knowing who you are. 88% fabulous, and then 12% you know your limitations, and that's where the delegation is a skill too. So thanks for joining us for breakfast this morning on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, and home to the Asian Oprah. And it is Friday, and Friday is the day. Oh my gosh. What are you trying to kill me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you not hear us? Oh, go out and come back in. She just she sent me pictures of her new client. But anyways, we are ready for the topic of the day. I see there's people eyeballing in. I see their eyeballs. I see that you are giving us the finger, a thumbs up, not that finger. So I encourage you, if you're not driving, please do go to the chat, say hello, and chime in on the very important topic today that Elan picked because I am in the age of Aquarius. No, the age of dating. I'm about to launch. I'm auditioning people for the next chapter in my book of romance.
A lot of adjectives.
And thanks, Mama. There's Goldie. I love you. I'm sorry you had a tough time yesterday. And prayers out to you in your continuing, kicking butt of this thing that is going to be, we're going to laugh about it later. But,
yes, we're going to go on vacation. When she's better, we're going on vacation.
Awesome. So, I got the pictures. And I don't think I'm going to. Okay, so
you have no words? Is that what it is?
I have no words. I'm speechless. It's not.
I know you.
Often I'm speechless. Yeah.
I know you.
So I would not kick him out of bed for eating crackers. Let's just.
Oh my gosh.
So
he's 6'1" too.
Oh Lord. But see, gorgeous guys that are younger. Oh my God. I have one guy. Those of you who don't know, I'm actually, swiping just for the halibut, because it is an easier way to get to know people than to have to go out to a bar, which I don't drink, so that doesn't do it. And because of my work, I can't really date people that I'm, a client to or speaking to, or I'm working, so to speak. So this is an easy way to do it. And for those of you who might be interested, I'm on Bumble and Tinder, and that's it. No other app. So you can look for me.
There's a lot of other ones that might be better. I'm going to send you some new ones.
Okay. Well,
because you're not getting enough dates. Those are rusty ones. That might be too rusty.
Hey, I'm going on a date tonight. This is my third date. Not with the same guy. Third date. Yeah, third guy. So, and I'm actually really looking forward to which is unusual, because I usually am just, do the chemistry test, meet, see if there's any spark. If there's a spark, great. If there's no spark, no harm, no foul. It's not a match, right? But he sent me a video clip of this guy, and I wanted to give him credit because I forgot to do it when I talked about him last time. I think it's Botton. He's a British writer, and he talks about how romanticism, the age of romanticism, has screwed us all up. around relationships. And that whole spark thing is, that you complete me, you're my one soulmate. And I've talked about that before, how not accurate that is. And so you're like on the hunt all the time, and you're not being realistic about relationships. And he said, when you first, I talk about my pregnancy model, right? It's really good at the beginning for the first 3 months. And then you see the other side of the fruit, which is not as nice, right? All the bruises and all.
It's lust. You're interested in someone based on lust. And that's what gets us in trouble.
Yeah. And it also says, if you think about romantic Shakespearean plays, even, it's like you're supposed to know what the other person is thinking, right? Like, I shouldn't have to tell you that I like to have my back rubs. You should automatically know that I would like that. You should know that I automatically think this way. You should know that I automatically don't like that. It's like, well, you should have complimented me before I asked you for a compliment. Like that, you should know better. And that also came from romanticism. So he said this, and I look forward to the discussion about it, because it really does change the way you think about attraction and relationships and how you are attracted to people, and also the communication afterwards. Like he said, we're all crazy, right? We all have weird things about us that, shouldn't be red flags, because that's just how we are. Everybody has 88%, I say 88% great, and then 12% weird. Or 12% imperfect. He calls it weird. And so, when you start seeing weird stuff, instead of going, oh, that's not, there's no match here, which is what I always do, is to go, oh, okay, that's part of them that's weird. Like, can I see their weirdness in a positive, not a positive way, but not so serious. So anyway, so he's, of course, in it a little older, which is good, and he is a therapist, which is.
Is he older than you, or he's your age?
No, he's older than me. Okay. So, but I'm not going on these dates anymore thinking I gotta find my person. That's the newest term, right? I'm not doing that this time, which is great. I'm just getting to know people and expanding and getting more comfortable with being with another person.
Are you taking my advice to your three things that I told you, and then you narrow it down, because then you might find someone? I told you have three things. Not threesomes, but three.
I know. Oh my gosh, the throuple thing. No throuple thing. Yeah. What were the three things?
Three different things. Three different people is what I tried to say. So there you have. Remember we talked about the three different people, right? And then you'll know, because you're not going to find everything in one person. And it's not going to be like, oh, I have to go, because that tingly feeling is what is the reason why we're not finding the right person, because we are only attracted to the aesthetics. I had the option of dating some very high profile people when I was younger, and people who had so much substance. And I always went for the looks, because I modeled, and I always went for the aesthetic part. And a lot of times that got me in trouble, because I went for the aesthetic first. Not saying that those people couldn't get me excited. I didn't give it a chance, because I always went for, like I told you, it was like a dude. It was the lust thing. Like, oh my God, they look so good, this and that. Like the one I sent you the picture, like they look like that, right? And so now as you get older and more mature, you realize that your interests change anyway. The other part comes with it. The intimacy comes with it. And it's great to have that, but that wears off. You get to a point where you go out and you want to go to sleep early. Yeah, go to the movie. You're like, okay, I'm good. I got to go to bed. So you have to look for other things. And that was why I said the three different people.
All right. Movies was one. Somebody to go to movies with.
Someone to go eat with.
That's two.
And then the other person was just like to go intellectual coffee shops, have the conversation like the guy you're talking about now, right? And then if you go all those three, you might find all the qualities in that one, because we're not going immediately for the looks, right? The one that you're going to the movies with might be the one that you find attractive, sexy, and the intellectual one would be like, I just enjoy his conversation. But if you spend some time with that person, you may grow. And it's very hard when you're used to being one way, right?
How hard is it?
See, she's. Well, that's my point. It might be harder than you think.
Good one. That's a good one.
And the movie one might be a soft jelly thing.
Well, I was just in Vegas, and that was date number 2.
Right.
So, the great part was I had no idea that I could have actually more fun at the slot machine with someone than on my own. Like, I had no idea that it could be so fun.
So that's like the coffee shop date, right? That's the coffee shop date.
Well, no,
because you're talking and you're intermingling and you guys are having a good time, because you're at the slot machine, you have something to talk about, right? And
well, we're playing though. Like,
no, I know, but I'm just saying you're still playing and talking. You're not going out like with all excited, like, ooh, you look so good, I'm going to dinner afterwards. I'm gonna eat you for dessert. You're not thinking like that. That's that's that date. That dinner.
Well, I was thinking about eating him for dessert, actually.
Right.
So,
that's what my point was. You would never think that by going to the slot machine or a coffee date. You think that way if you go to the dinner date. But after you start talking to someone and you connect.
Yeah.
We have a little connection.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about catfishing. We got to go.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah. Elan wanted to talk about catfishing because, it's public knowledge now that I'm dating.
So even if, like, I know people this happened to. I know someone who met their sexy, hot guy, right? Was dating this person, but then the person was not that they lied, but they wouldn't tell everything. Like the date didn't go anywhere. This person had a lustful date with this guy, right? I don't want to say who it is. Because
one night stand? A one night stand?
No. They had an affair with this person for a long time, but it was just that because the person wasn't being upfront. They weren't telling them everything that was going on with them. And so I think that as they went on, what she said was it turned out that not that it was catfish, because the person ended up being the person they said they were. They ended up looking like they said they did. She said even when she saw the guy, he was actually hotter looking in person than she expected, than the pictures. But, it was always like he had some secret. And so it was always like, oh, I want to be with you. You're the only person. I only want to be with you. But it never went anywhere because she thinks he had a double life, that he was not being honest. So, sometimes you do find the ones that are your type, or you have the ones, the AI, which I know someone very successful, very wealthy, very got degrees coming out there, what? And they were dating this guy that lived overseas. And when she showed it to me, because I was like, how could you have gotten tricked like this, right? I just was like, you talk to this guy all the time. What could have possibly tricked you? This AI is so advanced. It looked just like me and you sitting here talking.
Wow.
Literally. And when she showed me the guy and them talking, she recorded them talking and having a conversation and them getting together consistently. Whatever picture or image they got of somebody on video, this guy was like me and you sitting here talking. Come to find out, they weren't even a real person. It's like, there's no way you could have not known that. When she showed it to me, I go, oh my God, how could that have happened? Wow. That's how advanced we are right now. So it would be like someone's watching the show, right? Recording us and then using me to date someone, because they will take what I'm saying right now and then make it fit to what they're saying. Like we're sitting here intermingling. Like I could be seeing someone or dating someone and I never even met them because they're sitting here watching me, using my voice, my everything.
But why would they do that?
Like the guy got $2 million out of her.
Huh?
The guy got $2 million out of her. She's devastated.
What?
This woman has so many degrees, so smart, unbelievable. Ends up being in the public overseas. It ends up being in the news because of who she is. I don't think they're in the US. It's right here, right now. And when she showed it, I just couldn't believe it. She's bouncing back because she can, but she's really beautiful woman. And she's in her late 60s, maybe close to 70, but she looks like she's in her 50s. She's really pretty lady. So you would never know how old she is, but this guy probably was in his late 40s, maybe early 50s, really handsome, very good looking, looked kind of Greek. I think he was from Turkey or something.
Wow.
Very handsome, knew they were going to be together. It wasn't like she handed him the money. She did an investment in something that was like major investment. Everything turned out right. Everything looked good, but the guy was not real. They got someone's picture and put it on like me and you were talking. So I'm telling you this because I don't think anyone is hip to this yet. I just feel like we need to actually, like, people need to be aware and meet in person. Don't do nothing with them until you meet them in person. And don't date anyone over here. That's how advanced the technology is. I saw it myself.
Look at this. The U.S. alone accounts for 62% of all catfishing cases. Roughly 48% victims report incidents on Facebook. According to 2021, 45% victims who reported being scammed admitted to sending money to their catfisher. Approximately 53% of all catfishing victims are women. That's surprising because I didn't realize it was like, I would think it was more like.
Yeah, and a lot of it is not, oh, I need money to pay for this. These people are so good that they have these investments, right? Oh, you can buy the stock, you can buy this bond. It was that type of situation. This stock here in this market will be great. So it wasn't like they scammed them, like send me some money, right? Or buy a house. It was like, I have this, opportunity for this company, or I'm going to buy this film company, or we're going to do this movie. I mean, it's amazing how no one has any shame at all about stealing because people are so desperate. And then you can't find the people.
Wow.
Well, she ended up finding the people. It was a ring of people, and one of them happened to be a woman in court. They tracked her down, and she has the means to do it, thank goodness, and the money to do it. And it was a woman involved in it. It was several people, and they look nothing like the video that she was the person was talking to.
That's crazy.
So look and see if you see anything on the AI. How many people have been scammed because no one's really talked about it.
Yeah. Nevada and Alaska had the nation's highest catfishing problems.
Wow.
And how do catfishers?
Nevada and where else?
Alaska.
Oh, I can see Alaska. There's nothing in Alaska. There's nothing in Alaska. There's like a shortage.
I think this is really important to know too. A catfisher uses fake pictures, bogus profiles, and cunning manipulation, drawing their victims into a state of trust through infatuation. Often the victim has low self-esteem and insecurity with their self-image, and when a person appears online to be interested in them, bingo, a match is made. So what's the lesson here? Do the gratitude sandwich. Get to the point where you know who you are and you know that you're, good and loving, lovable, and loved, so you aren't so susceptible to someone telling you how great you are.
Don't give anyone your money. That's the number one thing. I don't give a rat's what if it's Jason Momoa and Channing Tatum tied together and Idris Elba. You don't give anyone your money unless they're standing right at your feet. And even if they're standing at your feet, don't give them your money. Don't give them your money, women. I don't care how wonderful they are. I don't care how many tricks they have. Do not give them your money, because if someone cares about you, they're going to be with you regardless and tell you you're beautiful and, make you dinner and do all kinds of stuff and rub your feet. But don't give them your money.
Yeah.
Don't pay someone to love you. Why?
Yeah.
Love yours. It's our gratitude of loving yourself.
Absolutely. So
And then that doesn't mean that it's not okay to give girls flowers and send them gifts now. Don't take that as for you guys don't have to do that. You still got to do that.
yeah.
That
Right?
goes for guys. That goes for women.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not telling you men to give the women your money either. I'm telling them that you still have to do the courting part of it.
So here's some things that you can do to make sure that they're real, or you can suspect that they might be a catfisher. Video chat. What happens when you Google them? Check public records. Do they send real-time photos of themselves? I got a funny story. So you know, when you're swiping, it's 2D pictures, right, Elan? Like you really can't see them. But even in the 2D, they're your best pictures, right?
Yeah.
People put up. So this one looked like someone I had free tickets to see Rich Little at the Tropicana after I interviewed him that day. We're going to have him on next week or the week after on Tuesday. But I, saw someone, their picture looked good. And I thought, okay, that's good, like date to go there, right? And then thank God I asked for a picture because, I mean, in no way did they look like their picture at all.
No.
It was kind of scary. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So you put your best picture, even like now with me, like acting and modeling, like I'm kind of come out of retirement to do a few things. And somebody asked me to audition for something yesterday and they wanted a recent picture. And I literally try my best. I don't even send my modeling pictures because I don't look like that anymore. Right. So I send like candid shots that I took recently. If they ask me for a modeling picture, I have, ones that I've done recently, just a headshot, but I'm not going to send them something from 5-10 years ago because I'm at the age where we don't look exactly like we did 5-10 years ago.
Right.
When you're like 30 years old, you still look like yourself for like 10 years, 15 years. But I'm like, I don't look like I did 5-10 years ago. So I'm going to put something more recent. I look like myself, but more like, mature, because I don't want them to see 10 years ago Elan and be like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's that girl? Is that your sister?
Right. I know.
I have a younger sister, so I'll send them Kelly, even though we don't look alike, but still, I'm like, that's her.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take my sister's ID. I told her to give me her ID.
She's part Asian.
Yeah, she's she's Filipino, Chinese, and Black. Because her grandmother's Chinese and Filipino.
Oh, here's a bad statistic. In 2005, 25% of rapists used online dating sites to find their victims.
Yep.
That's
you don't go to someone's house either. If you meet someone, meet them at a coffee shop, feel them out. And still, once you start dating them and you go to their house, you still have to be careful. So if you go to someone's house, ladies, I suggest everybody always take pepper spray with you because at least you can ward them off and run out and get out that house. Right? You go to someone, you make out, they start, make sure that person's nearby in case you need to grab pepper spray and get them, peek it out. Because you don't know, some people have fetishes and dark secrets. The serial killers, you go back and look at them, they weren't really a lot of them weren't unattractive. They were attractive enough to get the woman they wanted. I remember there was that one that was the doctor that was like a Yale guy or something years ago. It was like early 2000. Tall, not my type, but really like handsome, blonde, very handsome guy and had a pretty girlfriend. And he was like a serial killer. It was somewhere on the East Coast. I kind of vaguely remember that story. And he was like a doctor, we're going to school to be a doctor. And he was killing women. And he was handsome. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You don't have to kill people. You can get who you want. Like Scott Peterson, handsome guy. And what about the guy that just killed his wife and babies even recently, the one that did the oil thing? He was good looking too, and he had a mistress and had that beautiful wife. So they're not necessarily unattractive is what I'm saying. Don't go by the looks, because earlier I was saying we go by the instant attraction.
Yeah.
So that can fool you.
Yeah, for sure. I just put in AI and catfishing.
Yeah.
And it says that a new chat a new chat GPT dating scam is looking to catfish lonely AI fans. That's
And they go
weird.
for older women too.
Yeah, that's really weird. And then here, look at this one. It says, is AI, wait, Bumble dating app integrates AI to combat catfishing. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But if you see this video that I saw, I just was like, but it was overseas, so maybe that's why they already had the technology there. I just am still astounded by, like, it was like literally like me being on the show, like you're talking to me. It was just, I
right.
just couldn't believe it. And then she was consistently talking to this person.
Yeah.
I'm like, how could you have the technology like that to keep somebody going?
Well, yeah.
Sunflowers.
Yeah. I hate to admit this. I got catfished.
You did?
After my divorce.
I think you told me that.
Did I? Yeah. And it was like, how stupid am I? I think I'm pretty smart, right? And but it's the
it happens.
Profile.
It doesn't. It's not a matter of not being smart. It's just not thinking that someone had the capabilities of doing that. This woman has degrees and very, very successful.
Yeah.
And she's in the public eye too. And she's like, if it happens to me, it can happen to anybody.
Right. Do I know her? Have I met her?
No.
Okay. So I was the typical profile of someone who's susceptible for catfishing. Out of a bad marriage, right? Starting to date again. I think I met him online, started talking on the phone every day, right? Became, very understanding, very caring, very whatever. And, had this made up profile about how successful he was and was traveling internationally, blah, blah, would call me from every place, right? And that went on for like 2 freaking weeks. And I was ready to, meet him and introduce him to my kids. I mean, it was like so crazy. And then he asked for money. So that was the first.
You did tell me this.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay. So as soon as he asked for money, finally the warning bell went on in my head. Finally.
But see, you are not playing with your money. Most women would have given into that by now.
Well, I had my money taken in the divorce.
It also happened to my mother-in-law. Like she was dating this is someone she was dating. And me and my husband get into it about this. I don't want him to get mad at me, but he knows, like, I foresee stuff. And she was dating someone and she wanted a chunk of money. And I kept saying, don't give it to her. Don't give it to her. Because I already saw it, right? I already knew what was going to happen. I was like, she's going to go back down to Jamaica. Don't give it to her. And he did. And I said, 6 months from now, she's going to ask you for more money because it's going to go. And she did. And she justified it. But I told him, I said, you can give her money, but give it to her in increments. Give it to her in increments because she's vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
This guy is saying whatever. She's American. He's not. He's going to, toot her horn and he's going to get her. And he did. Happened 2 or 3 times to her. And I said to him, I said, listen, no, it doesn't matter. Like we're not working hard. I'm not against you taking care of your family. Right. Mm-hmm. But we're not working hard for someone else to take it for their pleasure. Right. Yeah. That's not okay. Mm-hmm. That's not okay. If you want to buy a house or a car or something that's going to give it to them, but do not give money if you know she's vulnerable right now, because you know what's going to happen. And it happens so many times. And I'm always like, and I'm like, you got to find someone in your realm where it's going to be realistic so you don't get played. You got to date someone who you're going to enjoy as a partner, as a friend. As much as we like the lust thing, it's just not worth it. And then you end up for like not even 20 minutes of gratification. And then you're hurt anyway, right? Then you got to get over that. So at least have a good time and enjoy the person and try to date someone that you could just have companionship, even if you're not attracted to them. You could also, that could be one of your 3 have companionship. Doesn't have to necessarily be intimacy.
Yeah.
That still could be a partner, a friend.
Yeah. I just had this question pop up in my head, which is, why do they even call it catfishing? Like, what did the catfish ever do?
Because the show Catfish, which I really like that Catfish show, that the guy Need, I think that's his name. He's really handsome, and he did a movie because he got catfish by this girl, I guess, and so it became a TV series on MTV, and it got really popular. And so I don't know why he came up with the catfishing. I don't know what the name really meant, but the name stuck, so everyone kind of knows. But he said that he got catfished by somebody. He's married now and has a partner or whatever, but they still do the show. But that's how the show got started. He did like a short film or something, him and his guy, and it got really popular because no one really knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, you know, they call it the catfish. I don't know what that means.
It was popularized in 2010 documentary film called Catfish, whose producer was an online relationship with what he thought was an attractive young woman, only later to find out they were not who they were. The producer later hosted and produced an MT series called Catfish.
Very popular.
Yeah. And so catfish are, where is that? Because they are bottom feeders. Where did I just read that? Bottom feeders who keep the other fish in the tank swimming, moving about. Here it is, of course.
Well, I ate fried catfish 2 days ago. It was yummy.
You ate my catfish.
Everyone calls them bottom feeders. I'm like, eat shrimp. They're bottom feeders too, and lobster. That catfish is tasty. It's tasty.
It's tasty.
I ate catfish. I just ate some catfish.
Okay, you ate my prospective catfisher.
I did. It was so good. I have to take you to the place out here near my house. They make fish. You can grill it or fry it, which is so bad, but it's so darn good. And I had some catfish. It's called Fishbone in Woodland Hills. If anybody wants to get good fish, go to Fishbone. They're great, great people with yummy food.
Yeah, when Schulman first coined the term catfish, he didn't necessarily mean it derogatorily. It was a reference to the fact that the scaly creatures are added to tanks to keep other fish moving about, keep us on our toes. Life without them would be less interesting. Huh. Some victims of the phenomenon.
So the catfish keep all the other people on their toes.
Yeah, interesting. Wow.
That's a tasty little fish.
I ain't eating no catfisher.
It is tasty, yummy, hot sauce.
I'm not going there.
Catfish with hot sauce.
So
that's very, very urban of me to like fried catfish. It's so good.
I thought it like made the Thai and Thai way, I think, or the Thai and the Vietnamese way. And it is tasty for sure.
Well, they have it grilled there too with the grilled vegetables, and it's kind of the same thing. It's more of an Asian style. It's just that, I like different types of food. So I will go, like I had Thai food last night. So every night is a different ethnic night for me. It could be Middle Eastern one night. I love Italian. And sometime I have to have some soul food catfish fried, because I very seldom eat fried foods actually, because I don't really like fried chicken. I like I'll eat it, but I like rotisserie chicken. I don't like fried chicken, but I like fried fish because it's so good. That's it. And cornbread, but I didn't eat cornbread. I'm on a diet.
Do you like my new glasses?
I can't see. I have my glasses on.
Oh, okay. That's super funny. If you just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today,
it's too small because I'm on my phone and not my computer.
If you're just tuned in and you're
I just see glasses.
Studio, it is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Obra, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my free subscribe YouTube channel where you can get not only all 1,108 shows, but a red carpet playlist with interviews with the Temptations, which Elan is the offspring of Otis Williams, which is why we call this fabulous series on Fridays Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter. Good morning.
Woo-hoo! And somebody just identified, first of all, thank you, Goldie. She said that she's proud of me for dating. And then Martin just said, I love the glasses and you. I love you too, Martin. Martin is a family member of my Agape International Spiritual Center family. So it's lovely to have you in the stream today. And we are down to 5 minutes. So do you have a final word, Elan Carter?
I think I said enough about the catfishing. You got the last word. I'm not the one dating. I'm supporting you, though.
Yes, you are. And I live my life out loud. And I'm honestly saying that if you are, where I was, where you think, you can live on a desert island and be happy, it is true that you should be happy, not should, but it's great if you're happy on your own. But there is nothing like that feeling of romance, that feeling of relationship. You can't get that from your family, your friends, your boss. Well, I don't know. Office romance. We're not talking about that. But any feeling is worth, going to date for. And if you can just keep it light, don't get catfished, and know that you're loving, lovable, and loved on your own. But that there is a possibility that can be enhanced or added to, value added by someone else. Then try dating, because I'm doing it, and if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. You remember I was giving away tickets for Engelbert? He got COVID. So that was canceled. I know. He's 84, so hopefully, he's okay. He, like your dad, are the few octogenarians that are still.
Yeah, he's close. He's close to him, not too far from his age. Otis is on tour now. He just got home yesterday.
Did he? Oh, that's so awesome.
He's had COVID a couple times too. I mean, it's hard when you're traveling and you're meeting so many people and you have to meet it's just no way of getting around it. It can happen.
Yeah. Knock on wood. I have not been sick.
Oh, good luck. That is wonderful.
Yeah. No COVID. No, not even sick since March of 2020.
That is wonderful.
Is that crazy? No.
Whatever you're doing, keep doing it
now. Yeah. I take the same, like the zinc, like the multivitamins every morning. That's what I do.
Yeah, the zinc really, really gets it. I do the Kaleidos Silver too. When I did get COVID, I did Kaleidos Silver. And you know what? The purple gel Alka-Seltzer Plus pills, I'm giving them free advertisement.
Yeah.
That stuff, they're going to take it off the market. If you can get it, get it. It works amazing. That's what got me through it. Like the symptoms, I was like, I took those and the Kaleidos Silver. I was fine. And everyone's taking all these pills. I took that purple pill. I was good to go. You got to take the purple one. That's why they take it off the market. Pill?
What's the purple pill?
Alka-Seltzer gel cold and flu tablets.
Because I use the green ones.
No, the purple one's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. My dad hit me to it years ago when I lived in London. I used to buy it. So it gets rid of all the symptoms, like any kind of cold symptoms. It's that NyQuil, all that doesn't work at all for me.
Interesting. Because I say the same thing about the cold and flu nighttime.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, it works for me. But I haven't
get the gel, get the purple. I mean, they're all good, but I don't know what it is about that purple one, because I've tried them all and that one works the best.
It sounds like the Matrix.
It is. We are living in a matrix anyway. We're living in a matrix.
Oh, we are. And we're all
playing out a play.
Topic and the show's almost over.
I know. We're in a play.
As usual, we ran out of time, but I'm just so delighted to have another great show with my beautiful Inside and Out co-host, Elan Carter. Thank you for joining us. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best weekend ever. We'll see you on Monday.